What's going on, guys? Here we are at the outdoor kind of middle area between the indoor track and the shop here. I think I did that backwards, but we're in the in-between because we are getting ready to go to the Mugen Challenge at LCRC. So we are packed up and ready to hit the road here in our lovely rig that I'm about to show you, the shop van. Spin you guys around here and we'll show you that. Got everything packed up and ready to go. Looks a bit like a mess, but it's really not terrible. Got some shop stuff there. Got my main pit stuff in the back. We're actually going to be pitting out of the van this weekend, which is going to be super cool. Don't need a tent at all. Got a cooler, some tires, some miscellaneous stuff. But we are just about set to go. So you guys have never actually seen the van before. See all of our pipe out from getting ready to do some track rebuilds for Vintage Nats and our Invitational. But here is our lovely van. This is what we're going to be in all weekend. We're going to drive this up, park it, and then we're going to pit out of it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting up there for the first time in a few years. I think the last time that I went to LCRC was for the 2021 Fuel Nats. I haven't done much racing over the past few years, and I think this is going to be my first race since Motorama of this year. So we're going to see how this goes. The goal is to just make the mains. I don't think I'm that slow just yet to not make the mains. I usually can do that. I think I can. I did it at Motorama, so hopefully I can do it again here for my return to LCRC for the first time, but it's been a while, so gonna try and not look like a complete novice. But today is gonna be practice later on after we, of course, get to the track. We'll have more practice tomorrow, and then we'll have qualifying on Saturday, mains on Sunday, and we'll see how it goes. Looking forward to heading up, and we'll check back in with you guys once we, of course, get to the lovely LCRC. Alrighty, everybody, so we are here now officially at LCRC, and I've swapped cameras on you, so bear with me. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work out. It's a different mic, different camera. Everything is totally different, but we're going to try it out because we're professionals and we're going to learn. We're going to have good quality content. But we're going to flip around here real quick. Like I said, bear with me just a touch. But we have the van set up. Got a gas can down there. And then that is Hope's lovely chair. Got our generator, and I'll have some more people joining us, so I've got a table put out. But we'll take a look at our setup here. Get a full look through on that. Got our nitro buggy and our full electric setup going here. Get on inside and you see e-buggy with that nice fresh body, looking clean. Batteries just finished up charging. Nitro is ready to go. I just got to throw tires on it and then we'll be all set. Then over here we've got all of the lovely camera gear, some tires, spare parts, stand for when I want to do things with the nitro buggy and not take the e-buggy off the stand. And then tucked away down there we've got the radio box, got our simple green pit bag, and some more lovely tires. But we are looking solid here for a great weekend at the lovely LCRC. A little bit of cloud in the sky, but I don't think we're supposed to get anything tonight at all. So we're looking solid. All right, so we have finished up with day one of practice, of which I focused on running my e-buggy today, just working on building up consistency, learning the track, trying to get as much under my finger as possible, just get the lines down, kind of learn the throttle points. That way, of course, we can set up for a very strong weekend. So I wasn't really worried about doing anything super fast today. I believe I ran a 34.4, which I don't know what everybody else ran, so I don't know if that's fast or slow, but that is where I'm at the moment. And I am on, hand us around here, I am on some glued foam green reflex, and these are from Motorama this year, so not the most ideal by any means, but they got us through the day and allowed us to just get some good consistent laps in. So tomorrow we will throw probably some new tires on and actually get an idea of what my actual pace is, and then of course we will throw the nitro buggy on the track, of which I can only imagine how lovely that's going to go, because to go along with not driving very much since Motorama, I have definitely not done very much nitro other than like the Sparko kind of like impressions stuff. So I've got a little bit of nitro driving, but not a crazy amount, and it's got a pretty different setup on it that I got from my buddy Mr. Lee Setzer. So we'll see how that goes. But day one successful. I feel pretty good, and hopefully we are setting up for a very solid weekend. Alrighty guys, it is day number 2 here at LCRC for the Mugen Challenge, and as you know, last night we ended off with just doing some e-buggy running. Well, we didn't end off, we did the entire session with e-buggy, so now it is time to get Mr. Nitro ready to go to hit the track, see how much of a novice I look like out there. I've probably said that a bazillion times now, but I probably am going to look like that. But we're going to try and get around the track. Obviously the Associated is probably going to feel quite a bit different compared to the Sparko, so I'm hoping that it's not too terrible of a transition to go between the two. But we've got the buggy sitting here, gonna get ready to throw some fresh green reflex on there. I am out of basically my glued foam ones. They're not terrible, but they're definitely pretty soft, and I think it's not a terrible idea to get a fresh set on for this guy today. So we're gonna see how it goes, get some more footage, and hopefully it goes very, very well. And we are good to go. Upside down test. I think it's good. Go ahead and lean it out on top. Go 2 hours on top. Alright guys, we are back after our morning session with the lovely Nitro Buggy here, and we're feeling pretty good. Got some decent lap times. I just ran green reflex the whole time, of which wasn't bad at the start, but going to the very last run of the session, it kind of got a little too hot. The track is really starting to come in groove-wise, so I think definitely tread pattern needs to be a relapse, and I think that there is enough grip and heat now that we can run the blue. I noticed that in the last run, I didn't record the very last run, but when I would do basically the start, the very first couple minutes of it, the car felt really good, felt planted, felt predictable the way that I was expecting. Then the tires basically started to overheat, so the car got really squirmy, kind of hard to hang on to, so I backed off for about half a lap, cooled it back down, and then it seemed to be fine for my last lap before we had to pull it in. I don't know what that lap time was, but I feel like we are looking pretty solid now. For the runs we just did, we did just run in the middle of the day. It is right about 12 o'clock now, so pretty hot out. We actually won't run again until later tonight, closer to the, I want to say it's like 5 o'clock area, so the sun will start going down, so I imagine there's an okay chance we go back to a green. I may just stick with my reflexes the whole time, save my relapses for actual racing for tomorrow, and then obviously main day on Sunday. I think tomorrow will definitely be on blues. Sunday maybe for nitro, maybe we'll see an aqua, but there's not a whole lot of tire wear right now, so we'll flip you guys around. Got the Nitro Buggy charging up at the moment on my lovely charger over there, looking pretty good. These were the tires from yesterday, and then these were the tires that we just ran. I don't know if you get a good idea. There's not a whole lot of wear on them. It's got a little bit of a like kind of fuzz to the top of it, but definitely not the ideal tire. So we've got to scavenge either in our box or in our bag here to be able to get our set of blues out and on the car for tomorrow. Actually, I guess that contradicts slightly what I said. We'll stay on the greens for later tonight, but I will get them out for, like I just said, running on them tomorrow. So as we get into the evening session, I've got a couple changes I'm going to make to the Nitro Buggy. I'm going to add half degree of toe to the back just to lock it in a touch more, get a little bit more consistency out of it. And then I'm -2 all the way around. We're going to go -1. Same thing, kind of just add a little bit of consistency to the car. Should add a little bit more rear grip into it. That way, again, if it starts to get to a point where it's squirmy again, that will help to mitigate that a little bit. And yeah, I'm feeling good. We're having fun. We're having a great time playing toy cars, and that is the most important thing. So we'll check back in later on tonight after I do some work on this guy, and we'll see how we go. That down there. God, it's such a mess. I'm such a mess. But I'm playing toy cars. And we're having fun playing toy cars. It's all Lee Setzer's fault. He gave me the wrong shock setup. I just wanted help with my Sparko car, and he ruined it for me. It's terrible. I had to spend all this time wasting away practice just to redo all my shocks. It's terrible.
You just open up the comments for all the Lee haters this now?
Yeah, I think we should start a thread in the comments that just says we dislike Lee Setzer. Jacob Hardison is really cool, and he should never be given wrong information. I think that's exactly how that should work. But I guess since, you know, we're here, second practice was interesting. The morning practice with nitro, we spent all of our time focusing on the nitro. It drove pretty well. I thought it drove pretty well. And then we got into the evening session. I put on a set of blue relapses because that's just what the track was asking for. And I'll be honest, it kind of got negative grip, which is what led me to figuring out the shocks were just incorrect, because I then put my e-buggy on the track, and the e-buggy was pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying that I ran the fastest laps by any means, but I did run my first 33, so I'm pretty happy with that. And it was a very consistent run, so I'm happy with that as well. The goal is just to make the main, so that's the important thing, is consistency and halfway decent lap times. Nitro, though, went the complete wrong direction, which was just not cash money. But hopefully, now with this new shock setup, the car is going to be able to have a little bit more squat and lean, generate a little bit more grip, and then, you know, I don't know. I might TQ tomorrow. I'm not going to TQ tomorrow. That was a joke. But we're gonna try and get around the track. Now I'm ending off my night by gluing up some more fresh blue relapses, because what was very interesting is that yesterday we drove around and there was like no tire wear at all. I ran those glued foam green reflexes the whole time that were from Motorama, and no problems at all. Very minimal wear. And then we swapped to the blues, and I put 2 runs on a set, and I mean, they're not bad, but they've got a pretty good edge to them. More of a practice tire at this point. So we'll get some freshies. Hopefully they don't take too long to break in tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. That's where we're at tonight. Finishing up some final tire prep so we can play good toy cars tomorrow. I don't know what the plan for tomorrow is. I don't know if we're gonna do 3 rounds or if there's too many entries, so it's gonna be 2 rounds. I imagine it's gonna be qual points, but I haven't heard anything yet. I don't even know if heat sheets are posted yet, so I don't even know what time I have to get up. I don't know if I have to get up at 6 a.m. or if I have to get up at 10 a.m. I'm hoping for the latter, but we'll see what happens. Alright, that's good.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome back everybody to day number 3 of the Mugen Challenge. We are getting ready for qualifiers today. We're going to do 2 rounds of 6 minutes. It'll be qual point style, and we've got Nitro Buggy up first. So we've got that getting prepped up here. Got it charging real quick. Pit space is kind of a mess, I'll be honest, but you know what? It works. I think what we're going to do for today, the track seems a little dustier and it's not super hot. The sun is out, but not super like baking yet. It is still fairly early on in the day, so I think we're gonna go with the green reflex to start out on Nitro Buggy, and then we'll see what the track does for e-buggy. I imagine by the time that's on the stand, it'll probably be closer to a blue. So I've been keeping a close eye. It's either gonna be a green reflex or a green relapse, I think, for the Nitro Buggy at the start. But we'll see how it goes. We'll of course get some good driving footage via the head cam that I have now, and we'll have fun. We're definitely gonna have fun. That's gonna be the most important thing. Obviously I wanna do well, but if I'm on the driver's stand and laughing, having a good time, that's my main goal for the weekend. So we'll see how it goes. Well, so we ran my nitro toy car, which is now sitting here without tires on it. Not a lot of grip on the track at the moment, which isn't very cash money. But, I mean, lap time wise, the car is about where it needs to be for my skill level. Unfortunately, as you're going to see in the video potentially, the whoops of doom kind of got me a little bit. So I lost between the two racks a collective 10 seconds. So I've got the pace to be like somewhere 6th to 8th overall, but obviously you actually have to, you know, do it to be there. So that's, I guess, slightly confidence boosting. I know that I can do it. I just have to, well, not wreck. At least this time though, I'll be with guys that are obviously just more similar in pace because it'll be a resort. And I think I'm going to be the very first car in what is going to be the B group. And I think that's going to be a lot nicer than trying to drive around with people that are faster. Because it was either I was going to be the last car in the A group or the first car in the B group. So I'm happy with where I'm at. Because in theory, at least this way, I don't have to move out of the way a ton. Hopefully people will be moving out of my way. Again, assuming that I drive well. So, I mean, I'm feeling terrible. Worst case scenario, I'll just get my money's worth and I'll race the B main and then I'll totally bump, then I'll run the A. But you know, hopefully we just don't have to worry about that. But E-Buggy is sitting here, ready to go. Blue relapses on this guy. Oh yeah, when I talked earlier I said I was going to be between a green reflex and relapse for nitro. That was a lie, I ended up doing blues. And then we're, like I said, we're going to do blues on this guy, see how it goes. Hopefully I can get around the track. This has been good all week and I haven't had to make any setup changes on this at all. I had to do a little work for the nitro car. So hopefully I can just get a good clean run in. My last couple practices with this, I think I only had like one mistake. Other than that, I mean, it was super consistent. So hopefully the driver shows up and can actually get something done. Usually E-Buggy is my better class, so I figure if I can be on the edge with the nitro car of getting in the main, I should be a little bit safer with the E-car. I do a lot more E-Buggy driving compared to nitro, but time will tell. The track is definitely a bit angry. So the last 3 whoops before you get to the big like sweep turn are kind of unassuming once you actually drive the track. It's a little tough to time it and not have the car like buck coming out of it. And then the whoops is just, it's totally a guess game every time. You can hit it with the same power and it's gonna do something slightly different each time. But we're gonna stick with the trusty triple and we'll see how it goes. So we'll check back in after we run electric and hopefully we have good news.
Fell to 2 at 6:32. My only 2 drivers on the left lap station at the moment. That's first on a 10, Gavin Nipple with a 6:03, Mechanic at 6:06, Colin 6:12, Kata 6:13. Cross, you'll be starting the clock. Everybody's still chasing Greg Harmer's time, 11:6:23. 2 down, 4 to go. We have the handsome internet sensation Jacob Hardison out front, 11.626. 2 fell to 2 at 6.32. They're my only 2 drivers on 11 lap paces at the moment. And first on his head, Gavin Nipple with a 6.03, Mechanic at 6.06, Collins 6.12, Prada 6.13, Ricky 6.13, Van Chanda 6.21, Trayhorn 6.23, Isaac Neiman 6.30, Kyle Lloyd 6.30 with a 7, and Junior Swint on a 9 lap pace. Hardison going over the long double, into the left double, and little rollers now. Probably you said GQ if he was running the Arma buggy, but you know, he's going 11.627 up. Bouncer first, 2 fell to the top, 6.28 with a 6, Hardison 6.28 with an 8. Mechanic working his way up to an 11 lap pace with a 6.35. Kata first on a 10 with a 6.06. Kata going over the Supercross hill hold, nice for caddy kicker, up round Mugen he goes. So 2 fell on top, 11.628 with a 1, Hardison 6.28 with a 2. Mechanic holds on with an 11.634. Kata still first on a 10 with a 6.05, Rinky 6.07, Ford 6.09, Chanda 6.18, Lloyd 6.19, Ripple 6.20, Trayhorn 6.26, Amon 6.31. And Junior Swin, 9 lap 6.09. Let's go. So our leader is 2 fellas, white, orange, and black, and clear wing going through the J contest roundabout, up to the top of the step up. Just getting around Nipple. Bryce Collins going to be the next car he sees. Number 2 car, Mr. Hardison, the blue and orange. He's working his way up and down around Mugen. Both drivers still holding on to 11 lap paces. Mechanic just falling off onto a 6.01. About to come up on time here. 2 and the 1 at a time. Everybody's still going going. Keep going. John, watch the safety roundabout. Watch the safety roundabout. Everybody keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Rinky, you're done. Mechanic, you're done. Everybody else keep going. Kata's done. When you guys cross your finishing, there's Isaac, there's Lloyd. Junior Swint. When you guys cross, you'll be finishing. When you cross your finishing, there's 2 fellas. When you guys cross, now we're ready to roll the line.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to day number 3 of the Mugen challenge here at LCRC. Not gonna lie, I failed a little bit yesterday and I did not do an update after e-buggy qualifying or round 2. It was a long day to say the least. But nonetheless, first round of e-buggy went really well. I wasn't necessarily the fastest car, but I drove a nice, smooth, clean race. I don't think there was any mistakes. You'll see the video. But that was able to put me 6th overall after round 1, so I was in the A heat for that. Then going into round 2, did quite a bit of changes to the nitro buggy, wherever that is right now. Went quite a bit lower in the diff oil, and then went to a super soft reflex, which helped a lot. Car drove really, really well. I don't know pace-wise where it relates to other people, but I think in my particular heat, I was one of the faster cars around the rest of the track, and then I hit the 6-pack and probably had the most unlucky run of the day, at least for myself, which was really unfortunate because I needed that run to, of course, be able to make the main. But it is what it is. We're just getting our money's worth. We're gonna run the B main, and then hopefully we can get the bump to the A and not get bit nearly as much in the 6-pack. But today is main day, of course, because it's day 3. Then to round out qualifying yesterday, it was a nighttime run for e-buggy. E-buggy felt really good, but there was a little bit of slip on the track. I think I had really one major mistake. Got a little loose trying to do the big triple, and of course I didn't make the triple. I think that ended up being a 9 for the round. So overall, nitro buggy, I'm 15th, so I'm like 4th on the grid for the B main, and then for e-buggy, with my 6, I'm gonna be 7th overall. So, I mean, not a bad weekend at all. But part of the reason why I wanted to start right now is because we take a little look here. I am gluing up some tires. These are some green reflex, and I am using one of my own little tools. We are gluing our foams. It's a very high-speed track, so you need the soft tire of our green reflex here, if it'll focus on that. That way we can get the nice grip on the track, and then we get the stability of our nice glued foam. So we're looking good, staying busy. I don't know how many tires I've glued up this weekend. There's a good few of them, plus the ones back there. My lovely, disgusting pit space at the moment. Once I finish gluing, I will, I'll go ahead and clean that up a little bit. I swear, it's not usually this bad. You're just catching me at a bad time. But we're gonna keep on working. I've already got a new clutch on the nitro car, so I just gotta do a new filter and plug on that, and we should be good to go. E-buggy, I'm probably not gonna change anything on it. I'm just gonna throw on whatever the appropriate set of tires is, and we'll go out, play some toy cars, and hopefully have a pretty solid day. Can you see inside of it?
Yeah.
That little teeny corner, that's it. One more lap and I wouldn't have made it. That's kind of wild. One more lap and
You would have been done.
would have been game over. Good thing I rolled everything on the last lap.
I mean, when I called you in, you had like 7 minutes and like 28 seconds left.
How much fuel did it take?
I filled the bottle like right below 175,
And then when it left, what was it at?
like right above, like right at the part where it like divots down. Like
Here? All right, so we just finished up with the Expert Nitro Buggy B main, of which went very, very well. Finally had an entire run that had no mistakes at all, so that was nice. Finished out with like a 10-second lead on the last lap. I rolled literally everything because, well, I didn't want to wreck and soil myself, which was a really good idea because I don't know if the video got it very well, but I have like maybe 5 milliliter of fuel in the tank, if that. I couldn't have gone another lap, to say the least. So it was very perfect timing. So we've made it into the A now. I'm gonna glue up another fresh set of tires for nitro, and then the tires that I just ran are gonna go on to the E-Buggy for that main. So we got a little bit of work to do, but we did it. I don't care what happens at this point, I made the main. So if the car blows up, it blows up. I accomplished my goal. Everything's good, happy, hunky-dory. I had fun playing toy cars. So, you know, I don't know, that's that. It was fun. I enjoyed driving. Good times.
Quiet. Away we go. 25 minutes of expert nitro buggy. Leave it off. Not much trying to sneak right in. Good snake, good snake, good snake. Oh. I think that was that was one. Oh, Carnage goes to step off. Record on his way. That's a good one. That's crowded, yeah. We got double off for both nitro classes.
Nothing I can really do there. I got document kit. this lap? To this lap.
going to be the round in this one. Shoe felt it's going to be an imitation of what we just did with Nitro half an hour or so ago, but a lot quieter. Oh, someone's on their lid over there. Oh, unfortunate. So, Sousa up to third already. Gibbler down. Gibbler dropped back there a little ways. Oh, Lee in fourth or fifth. There's someone in fifth. Sousa up to fourth. As they cross for the first time into what? Shoefelt, Armor, Drake, Sousa, Setzer, Hardison, Piggott, Justina, sorry, Buccina, Gibbler, Settler, Decker, Manchanta. Form a little bit of a gap. Ryan's starting to peel away a little bit, Shoefelt on his own thing. Oh, it looks like Drake's taking a really hard charge on Armor right now. With the whole pack right there with. Lee trying to get around too. Didn't get down. Oh, a little bumpy. Well, that was hard in there. Yeah. No, he lost one or two. One. And that was Gibbler rolling over. Oh, watch the paper clip, That's Shoefelt and Armor together. I missed how they got together, but all I saw what they were, but they got separated. So it is Drake for the 2, Shoefelt for 3, Armor in 4. So Shoefelt making a run on Adam Drake right now. Followed by Armor, Sousa, Lee. Yeah, that looks like Gibbler. And then Hardison, Wade. Ben, Gibbler. No, that's Settler, not Gibbler. Settler. Up in 7th spot. This is Gibbler back here. And there's Manchanda, and Decker, and Buccina. Cross loop is one. There's Adam, Shoefelt, Armor, Sousa, Setzer, Hardison, Wade. Oh, reverse alligator out of Settler. Someone has to have a body pin in their pocket. Someone has to be able to help them. Look at that body pin. Something on the bottom of the jacket. Yeah. Hannah's got a camera. Surely she can get the reverse alligator picture. I think they were the kid now. Yep. Anyway, back to the ring. So it is still Lutz, then Drake. It was a 4.5 gap that time between first and second. 0.8 between second and third. 0.9 between third and fourth. 0.4 between fourth and fifth. I think Lee's really gained. Oh no, Lee got around Armor there. So Lee to the fourth. Oh, Lee stops the pipe. Armor gets around him. So Sousa now trying to get out to Setzer. Oh, Setzer taking a tumble over the long triple. Not a long thing, a long tumble. That Hardison got around him. Wade got around too, so Wade up to the 6th spot, then Hardison, then Setzer. Armor just took a tumble to Sousa up to the 3rd spot. Drake all over Shoefelt now. Shoefelt got around Drake at some point. Oh, Hardison on his leg. Gibbler getting around. Yeah. And now behind him. So this should be Lutz right here. 4.1 last time by between Drake and Lutz. This time it's a 5.2 between Shoefelt and Lutz. Oh, we have the electric pit stop to fix the reverse out. No, we're taking it off. What's that? The way it be sometimes. Go. He got around Hardison. Oh, Jacob's trying to take that back though. Triple out of the both of them. Oh, Jacob a little tighter there. Nothing tells me they do this a lot. Oh, well. They kind of do. They're following Gibbler around now, trying to get an edge up there. Where's our leader at? Butch has a bit of space in front and behind. Schubelt in the 2. He's got space. Drake has space. Wade has space in the 4 spot. Then Sousa, Harmer, Gibbler, Sensor. Oh, Leah on the inside of Gibbler, not quite there. Tripling over him, he makes it stick. Gibbler on the inside, wheel to wheel. That's fine. Elbows out on all that group right there. Very good racing. Gibbler's gonna hold on to it as they cross the wheel, going on that 7th spot. Sector 8, right at the 9th. Oh, get rolling it over. Oh, okay, so that puts Sensor into the 7th, Partisan 8th. Then Gibbler down to the 9th. Santana in the 10th. Then Harmer taking the tumble at the top of Mount Mugen. That's what turns it around. 7-second gap between first and second. 3.7 between second and third. I think with 3:15 to go, that lead is gaining on Harmer. Harmer. I do believe so as well. Push through the order with 3 to go. It's lost Sousa, Drake, Tiggett, Sousa, Harmer, Spencer, Gibbler, Hardison, Mason. Oh, Buchanan just has to come on. Everybody's saying it's nice racing. That is the leader coming up on you. Gavin here in a little bit. This will be the first victim. Yeah. That's unfortunate. But as I said before, the cookie has to crumble somewhere. There's Schubelt across the line. Drake across the line. Wade across the line. Sousa, then Harmer. What did have to leave? There's Gibbler, there's Hardison, there's Santana. Looks like he's pulling it. He's having issues. Like the quick stops usually don't, are usually a good thing. Maybe a sensor wire thing or something, well, yeah, no, under 2 to go, 150. Well, let's look back to what's on the track. Look at this 3-way. Look right here, Sousa, Harmer, and Piggott. Oh, they all get into it with each other in here, papers. Racing incident. Sousa ends up the fast end. So, Sousa, Harmer, Piggott, the way they cross the loop, now they leave the paper clip. Just got exciting there in the middle. And Harmer going on to that 5th place spot, that last podium spot. Piggott's after it. Gibbler trying to hold back Hardison. 1:20 to go. Plus with a 10-second lead right now. Oh, Drake is right on top of Schubelt according to the computer. Oh, here it is. Coming over the step up. Sportsmanship. Excellent. Drake looking on. Douglas. Oh, Drake gets it on there on Supercross. Brandon was gaining good. Unfortunate. Ellen Sousa gets a... 37 seconds left. Oh, it's getting thick over there between Harmer, Hardison, Gibbler. Manchana's in that mix as well, yeah. So Hardison will come on the inside of Gibbler right now. Gibbler touched the pipe. Yeah, Gibbler got into the pipe first. That was fine. There was no contact there. So Hardison got in the back of Manchana there and gave it back to him. That's time to match the luck and cross your done. Drake, you're caught up line. So are your Sousa. Adam Drake finishes the third spot. Mark in the fourth. Wade in the fifth place spot. It is a race to the line between the rest of them. That Hardison is going to end up in the seventh place spot. Harmon in the sixth.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to our little in-between area here at the Adrenaline shop. Obviously I didn't close out the video while we were at LCRC. I figured I would take a day to recover from the long weekend, and then, you know, we can kind of take a moment to reflect. So all in all, a very, very solid weekend. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my time at LCRC. I always enjoy my time up there. It's a great track. It's a great facility, great people. You can't really ask for much more overall. But to you know, go over our racing end of things, I feel like overall a very solid weekend for me. Obviously I was able to run in both mains, even though of course I did have to bump from the Nitro Buggy B main to the A main, but we made it nonetheless, and I was able to finish 9th in Nitro Buggy and then 7th in E Buggy, so 2 top 10s, which is great for not doing any racing since Motorama this year. So very, very happy with that. I feel like I had good performance. I feel like I drove well. So I can't really ask for much more for where I'm at just in my racing career, I guess you could say. Because like I said, I haven't raced since February, but I had a lot of fun. Looking back on a couple of things that I think we could have done at the very end of the weekend, something I actually didn't talk about throughout the video was just how much the track was changing. On Thursday when we first got there, the track had pretty good grip, and then I think they were just doing normal water. As we went through the weekend, they did start mixing stuff into the water. I don't know if it was like a soap or a detergent, but it was some sort of additive, and it seemed like every time that they did that, the track got lower and lower grip. Like it would start to build back up, they would do that, and then it would go back to basically a fresh start. So on Thursday and a little bit of Friday, we were able to go to the stiffer tire, the blue compound, but I definitely think that the green for the majority of the qualifying, with the way the water schedule was set up, was the better way to go. Then of course, as we got into main day, there wasn't nearly as much water. There was a potential rain threat, so we had to, or they had to, have a bit of a quicker program. Some of the mains were shortened down a little bit, and then of course they weren't doing as much water because they needed to get through the program. That way, you know, of course there weren't any problems, get everything done and out of the way before the potential threat. So because of that, the track had more opportunity to get a little bit more rubber to it. There was an okay amount of overcast throughout the day. As you guys saw in the B main, you know, it wasn't like super sunny. There was this very quick transition point where the sun decided it was all of a sudden going to come out, and then between that, obviously it warming up the track, and then the less water, the track kind of got a more clean groove, a more polished groove. So I think that the Reflex was not the correct tire option because of the fact it didn't really have anything to bite into nearly as much. Definitely if you got out into the fluff, the Reflex was good, but in the groove, it was a bit more on top. So I think that my first change that I would make to both cars would be to go and put something like a relapse on, probably a blue compound since it got warmer and a bit more grippy. Obviously, hindsight is 2020. You obviously don't know that in the moment, and with how quickly it was changing and how funky the track was, I still think that the Reflex was the safer option to go with. But like I said, looking back, I think the relapse would have been a bit more consistent. I think E-Buggy was good all weekend. I didn't really need to make any setup changes there at all. For Nitro, because of what the track turned into, I didn't really have time because of how quick the transition was, but I think a slightly thicker diff fluid and then a slightly softer shock package, which I think the shock package was a touch stiff throughout the weekend. I do think that going 50 CST lower just to get a little more of that squat, dive, and lean into the car would have been good. And then, like I said, going that slightly thicker in diff fluid to account for the bit more grip and for the longer main. Other than that, I really think that both cars were super solid. The tires, of course, are going to be the biggest factor of that. And I think if I had had the more appropriate tire on the car, then of course that shock and diff change wouldn't have been as big of a deal. To some extent, you know, as we all know, tires are probably the biggest part of your setup. So even if it wasn't perfect, it definitely would have been very manageable, I guess you could say. So yeah, I think that really that kind of concludes the entire weekend. Overall, it was super awesome. I had a good time, and I don't know, for a little bit I was mentally not super into going out and doing racing, but after that last weekend I had such a good time that I really want to try to get out and do a little bit more racing, do more of these vlogs like this. I know this is very long, so thank you for sticking it out with me. If you've made it this far, whether you've watched it in one shot or you've watched it, in a couple different pieces. I know it's a long one, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me throughout the weekend. But I think it'd be cool to do more of these, go out to a bit more races, and show my face a little bit more on the track. It was a lot of fun, and I want to do it again. So Mugen Challenge was a success, finishing the top 10 of both the A mains of the classes that I ran. Can't ask for anything more. Thank you guys again for joining me, and we will see you next week for an all new video.